only then to be confronted with a request from coalition MPs to postpone the meeting as they had the intention to come with an amendment to what their government submitted. In fact, and
that's
then
where
when
we're drinking tea. We started right there.
no, we honestly have to start right there.
Right there.
And when listening now to the reason for that request to postpone the meeting, it was because this amendment would be counter to what the Prime Minister submitted as this change to this law. And it would have been that, as let me back up there a moment, because the Dutch government also nominates a person to serve on the board of the Integrity Chamber.
Yes.
And of course, they are free to nominate who they wish to nominate. However, this amendment that is going to come from some members of the coalition in the parliament would want to establish that all persons on the board must be resident on St. Martin. And now we could get into a discussion, is that right? Is it not right? But for us, the important thing is you're going to wait until your Prime Minister comes with a complete proposal to amend the age, and then you are going to come now and throw out in the meeting of Parliament, and we are there sitting, okay, so what's really going on here?
Right.
So, stating that to say, I guess we are not going to see many issues happening in Parliament, issues that need to be dealt with. And one of the things that we have been asking, and it has been silence on, is the budget 2023. The budget 2023, because remember, after the whole Enya loan saga, then we were told that the budget amendment 2023 is going to come so that the justice workers can get paid. I know MP is, because I am as well, receiving questions like, when is the budget going to come Parliament? Why is this being asked?
Right.
Because the people of St. Martin, the justice workers, have been told that is what is holding back your payment. And we are going to say it here, we're going to be stressing it. We hope that what is in the back of the mind of the government is not another 2020 gimmick.
Wow.
What had happened then, you would recall, is the day before election in 2020, it is then when some of the justice workers got a payment. Is that what is going to happen?
The SARE board not being up and running. A lot of politics being played there, and the blame is being shifted on the SARE board, and that's not going to come out until January 2025. All this hoopla, all these questions we ask, and the SARE board is not up and running, it's not functioning, and we need a report from them, and we're waiting that in order to bring it to Parliament, so we would have to push it to January 2025, which it has to start on the 1st of January, which is understandable, right? That's what the minister stated.
But that would make it easier in terms of the administration.
And another very, very, very important meeting that's been looming, I think now a month.
More than a month, I want to believe, MP.
You know where you're going, right?
Yeah, I know exactly where you're going.
Okay, hit it.
For a question hour,
correctly,
which is a public meeting, to talk about, and just to get information, that's all we're asking, about what has transpired in the public transportation sector. I mean, we have taken note of announcements. We have also taken note of persons who, according to these announcements, should have fallen in the category to receive a license and have not received the license. So persons are asking us, but how exactly did that go? Didn't they say that, for example, family members would come into consideration? Didn't they say that help chauffeurs will come into consideration?
Dutch passport holders.
Passport holders.
Which was not the case.
Exactly.
Seemingly.
And so we were told that this meeting, now when you ask for a question hour, normally speaking,
per the rules of order.
Exactly, per the rules of order. That will be held in the next meeting week. We asked for this meeting, I want to say, on time to be in the following meeting.
Of course.
So if you put it in on Wednesday, you put in your questions on Wednesday before midday. So MP did that. It has to be, the minister has that entire weekend to answer those 10, 15 questions, and Monday they would have to be in.
Will be
now,
in.
that happened a month ago.
Wow.
More than.
Yes. And this is like a public meeting.
Yeah.
So this is very important.
Yeah, very
it's like
important.
urgent. Yes.
At RBC, we know the roles you have to play can change quickly. Whether it's a homeowner, a new parent, today's head chef, or the family chauffeur. Whatever life asks you to be. RBC is a bank for all of you. Win Christmas cash with a no-fee loan from RBC.
Your social and health insurance is your social and health insurances.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXM is cardless. Request your My SXM account today and enter the virtual office of SXM. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
Your social and health insurances.
Now, Parliament held a meeting last week, and at this point in time, we are still no further than we were before the meeting started. And I'm talking about a meeting of the Sustainable, Accessible, Affordable Health Act. I call it the AHA story, because it ain't going no place, right? Not in the way it is. Not with what it is going to represent and how it's going to represent it. I believe we need one. I strongly believe that. But I believe that we have to be honest about what this is going to cost and how we are going to pay for it. And that is not clear at all. We talk a nice talk about it, or the employer this and or the employee that. But when you have minimum wage, you're making it a bigger burden than a help. When people have to now, everybody has to go and pay. So those that don't work, those that don't have any sort of income, government gonna pay for it. That sounds nice, but government can't even afford to pay their own police officers and others, COLA and all that, but we gonna pay for it. I mean, I don't want to put it in the category of utter nonsense, because it's not utter nonsense. We need health care, but it is a very awkward way of trying to sell a product because elections come in. That's the danger. This government now rushing out things as if all of these things were in the pipeline for 4 years and now they're coming out like bullets. Utter lies, that is. The problem is they have lost face and credibility. So now they're starting to lie and do things that are only going to hurt this country more than it's going to help this country. I need the Minister of Justice to come out publicly and explain to the country, St. Martin, explain to the region why in God's name we are repatriating Haitians to Haiti right now, when we know of the civil war. We know how the gangs are controlling the streets. The police can't help. Canada, America want to send down military to help. But we are repatriating people. We have to be careful. I am not saying that we can't repatriate people. But the last time Haiti had an earthquake, we did not repatriate. Hurricanes came and countries were hit. We did not repatriate people to those countries back. Venezuela had a crisis. We did not send back the people. Why are we doing it now? What is the reason? You got to explain to people of St. Martin this. The petition that was put in is going to have a long life, because this is now going to create unnecessary international attention. We walk around and we take pictures and we pose, but we put people's lives at stake. when we are sending them back home. Right now, it seems that one has already been killed, and the possibility that two more might have also met an untimely fate are being investigated. But it is sad, to put it mildly. We cannot, as a country, behave this way. Yes, I've always spoken about undocumented workers and people living on this island and the problem they bring to your economy, your social well-being. But this is an exception because people are dying in Haiti. You don't send people into a war zone. You wouldn't send back Palestinians now to Gaza either. So why are we doing this? Please, Minister, come out and explain. Because I know you sleep good at night, but many of these people and their families don't. Wondering what's happening to their people back home. This, Madam Minister, is a human rights issue. We are signatory to that human rights issue. Please, think about what you're doing.
The discussions in the Central Committee meeting on the establishment of a parliamentary committee for agriculture, animal husbandry, and fishery was a very good discussion. We, on behalf of MP Grisha Heilige Martin and myself, we want to thank the members for the support as expressed in the handling of this topic during the Central Committee. And Mr. Chairman, we have the proposal. The members have the proposal. Again, we're grateful for the support received thus far and just look forward to this receiving the approval of Parliament in this public meeting of Parliament with our thanks going out to those who have discussed and indicated their support for the proposal. And just to reiterate, it's about establishing a parliamentary committee for agriculture, animal husbandry, and fishery. And once that committee is established, of course, we had proposed how the committee would function, the role of the committee, how it will function, and we look forward to getting it approved in this public meeting of Parliament so that then the work of the committee in promoting agriculture, animal husbandry, and fishery can start by members of the Parliament, which will be determined based on the members who will be a member of the committee. So, Mr. Chairman, we just look forward to this matter being approved in this public meeting of Parliament and subsequently forming the committee. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
This will be done in accordance with Article 57 of the Rules of Order. Does any member request the voting by roll call? Roll call? Okay. No? I heard a roll call. No? No need. With that, then, the proposal is accepted unanimously as proposed by the Central Committee. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we have now established a new committee let me get I know it's CAFA, but I want to say it correctly. We have a new committee, a permanent committee for Parliament for Agriculture, Fisheries, and Animal Husbandry. I believe later on the next steps would be to appoint members to those committees as it's a new committee. So normally that is done at the start of the parliamentary year, but we've just established a new committee. So the Secretariat will be in touch with you all regarding membership of that committee, after which we will also vote on chairman and vice chairman of said committee.
Are you SXM insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your MySXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, yeah. Your social and health insurances.
At RBC, we know the roles you have to play can change quickly. Whether it's a homeowner, a new parent, today's head chef, or the family chauffeur. Whatever life asks you to be. RBC is a bank for all of you. Win Christmas cash with a no-fee loan from RBC.
Here you have today students that are returning to St. Martin, right? And they got scholarships and stuff, and they are returning to St. Martin. You have to return in a particular time frame. If not, you have to pay back this scholarship that you have to pay back. But what the government is not telling them, and I'm saying to them, that they got from here, yeah.
Well, that is the money for more of those in the Caribbean and those in the U.S. who get that.
But even those who went to Holland and get part of it too, and then Holland pays a portion of it. But the part that they are not mentioning is the government's responsibility, where they have to also provide a job for you as you return. That part is not being mentioned.
Is that in the in the agreement?
It is in the agreement.
The agreement stipulates that government must provide you a job?
The agreement stipulates that. It is there.
Based on the borrowing of the money?
Based on the student loan that you have of paying back. It is right.
That is written?
I had that discussion today. I told the students we are going to write that article, because what they are doing, they are forcing some students to pay back this money, and the students are saying, but we couldn't return because there was COVID, so we couldn't return in the time frame that you wanted us to return, and because of that now they have to pay back. The individual have to go to court. They're going to court because of this. And I'm saying to myself, but wait a minute, this is the unequal part of it, Franz, because when you have the expat that leave the Netherlands and come to St. Martin, when they are going back, we pay for them to go back. We pay for them to stay in a hotel. We pay for them at all that time until they get themselves back on their feet.
But the question is, MP,
here in St. Martin, it doesn't have the St. Martiners.
Why is our system totally different than the loan facility that's offered by Duo? Because no matter where you go, where you live, you still have to pay.
You have to pay.
Why is St. Martin own stating that you have to come back home and they have to provide you a job, while if you say, okay, I can't get a job in St. Martin, but where I finish study, I have an opportunity, but also I would start to pay back based that where I'm working. Doesn't it allow that to happen?
But look here, bringing up a point. France, in this country, in particular to St. Martin people, the answers that is good for them all the time is the no. No, you can't do this. No, this can't work. No, what you don't get is, let me see how I can facilitate and help you with this. Let me see how I can direct you to the right corners, how this should be done. Let me have a discussion with the minister and see if you can be exempted from this. You know what? Let me call the Economic Affairs Department and see if you can get a vendor's permit under these conditions, and maybe this can. That you don't get. What you get, no, this can't happen. No, this can't work. You must do this. Do it this way. No, that's what we get.
We experienced that also.
We experienced that
when we had the issue, MP, with the Airbnb.
This is it.
To charge those to pay the taxes because it did not have, let's say, a post in the budget in order for where the money should go.
Where it should go.
What was one of the reasons. I'm saying, create the post.
Create the post.
Create the post where the money will be going.
Create the post.
That would say how much money we're going to be able to collect from Airbnb on St. Martin where the taxes will go. And you see, that is where...
And where you keep getting, no, you can't do this. No, you can't do that.
Exactly.
You're government. And what you get is that, and I am saying, these are the things where I'm saying is shift. These are the things that we have to look at.
So you are saying that when the now get in, we can simplify and make that paradigm shift
and
to allow these things to happen.
We have to put things in place that help our people, that works for us. France is working for everyone else. It's working for everyone else. It's not working for us. It is the people of St. Martin in particular that is feeling and hurting what is going on in this country. We are the ones feeling it. Look, listen, I don't have to blow hot smoke up you, But how far have you traveled to bring airlines after airlines after airlines to this country? How far? And friends, it is 7 years going, and look at our airport.
Oh,
and people are saying, I keep saying the same thing over and over, because something is wrong. Something is wrong with us. When they can brag and say, American Airlines bringing new flight and bringing this. This is 4 years after you have been in government, and absolutely nothing is done.
Let me put a little brakes on you on that. Every year, American Airlines increases their flight in a season. When the season is over, they pull back on their flights. The reason why this happened is because you lost airlines flying into St. Martin. You have a problem that you're now picking up the void of JetBlue, normally goes to Fort Lauderdale. You normally used to have Frontier flying out of Fort Lauderdale, anywhere else in the U.S. So American Airlines saw the void, so they increased it. So basically, you have not really increased nothing.
You haven't done anything.
No. These are plans that American Airlines knew already in advance that they're doing. For sure, I'm going to tell you, I've been around, I've been there. This is the question I want to ask you. MP, you have been the minister of roaming.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at our infrastructure, what you are seeing happening today, how would you have handled things differently than how this government is handling things today? Especially when we see the huge amount of rainfall that is coming down, the issues with the roads, the issue with the pumps, the issue with the floodgate, the issue with the canal to open the SMI Great Bay not being open on time. We are seeing so many social media posts about these issues. As a former minister of infrastructure, explain to the people of St. Martin how normally this would be dealt with in a more proactive manner.
First things first, one of the things is I am never, ever going to start a road walk 6 o'clock in the morning on the busiest day in this country. That's on a Saturday. That for sure, and up in the cul-de-sac area in that basin. I don't know who was the thinker of that, who came up with that idea, but something was wrong with that planning. That's for sure.
And we saw the effects of it.
But we are still feeling the consequences of it.
Yeah.
Because now the road has been graded. They are doing work on the road, and we are seeing the consequences of it. I live in South Reward, right across from the vocational school. My children go to school in Cahill, Hillside. I am talking about a 10 minutes drive. Takes me an hour and a half. So they go to school for 8 o'clock. They got to be at school. Okay? We are out of the house by 7 o'clock. 7. We reach to the school 8:15.
Wow.
Right there in Cahill. From South Reward, right there in Cahill. But you know what, MB France, to answer the question that you're saying, and we're going to have to spend our way out of the situation that we're in, especially when it comes to infrastructure. We can twist it, turn it, we can flip the coin how much we want. We can speak and talk all the things we want. If we don't open that Margaret Hill Road and that Waymont Hill Road, nothing is going to change in terms of the traffic infrastructure in this country.